When can an object be a military objective under IHL? Imagine you're in a conflict zone and trying to figure out what can be targeted without breaking the rules. It might seem complicated, but it all comes down to specific rules in international law. When can an object be considered a military objective? Well, it depends on two main factors. First, the object must contribute to military action. That means it has to be useful for the military, like weapons, equipment, or infrastructure that helps troops or supplies. Second, destroying or capturing that object must give a clear military advantage at that moment. For example, a bridge that allows enemy troops to move quickly could be a military objective if destroying it slows down the enemy. The law says that only objects that meet these two conditions can be targeted. This is part of the principle of distinction, which requires separating civilians from combatants and civilian objects from military targets. Even if an object is normally civilian, it can become a military objective if it is being used for military purposes. For instance, a school used as a command post or a warehouse storing weapons can be considered a military target. But if a building is purely civilian and not contributing to military efforts, it must be protected from attack. Location also matters. An object in a strategic position, like a road or a communication tower, might be more important to attack than one from any military activity. The purpose or use of the object at the time is key. If a civilian building is temporarily used for military logistics, it might be a legitimate target. However, if it is not contributing to military action, attacking it would violate international humanitarian law. Parties involved in a conflict must also take all feasible precautions to avoid harming civilians or damaging civilian objects. This means verifying targets carefully and choosing the right moment to attack. The goal is to strike only legitimate military objectives while protecting civilians as much as possible. So, in simple terms, an object becomes a military objective when it is useful for the military and its destruction offers a real benefit at that time. This careful assessment helps ensure that attacks are lawful and that civilians are protected during hostilities.